Hey, what's up, guys? So, something I realized that I haven't really touched on enough in regards to Nofap, the porn recovery journey, is real productivity, actually um, establishing a routine for yourself, and maybe even like a schedule where you're like really dedicating your time to certain things that you love doing, or that you even have at least a little bit of interest in. And I'm not gonna lie, like I gain inspiration on what I'm talking about from Gabriel Bocanegra, the former life coach guy that talks about Nofap here on YouTube. There's a couple videos he made where he talked about how productivity, having your own like real success productivity journey, is super, super important just in life in general, but with Nofap, with even just addiction recovery in general, right? Because if you're just dedicating a bunch of your time, like let's say it's a day that you have off from work and you're just dedicating a bunch of your time to a certain thing, like let's say for example learning a language, like let's say it's learning like French or Spanish or Japanese or whatever, like learning a language for example, and you're literally dedicating, like for example, 2-3 hours of your time to language learning, and then you're dedicating another 2-3 hours of your time learning an instrument like the guitar, for example. These are just examples, right? And you dedicate a couple hours to going outside and like playing basketball or something, I don't know, but you get what I'm saying, like a flowful life, like where your life has a lot of flow and productivity, little to none, like little to no stagnancy, like no stagnancy at all. Like your life is filled with productivity, doing things constantly, like that's what you want. Like that is so key for like the successful Nofap lifestyle. Like if you really want to live a truly pornography-free life, masturbation-free life, like that kind of a thing is so important, guys. Like just being engaged in hobbies and pursuing your goals and having like a solid routine where you're, like for example, language learning for a couple hours. You're taking time to study the gospel. Let's say you dedicate like at least half an hour of time or an hour of time to gospel study, spirituality, and like your whole entire day is just filled with good, productive things that lift your spirits. That, guys, is the essence of the Nofap lifestyle, and like if you have a family, engaging with your family, being more present, less time using your smartphone, less distraction, just being more engaged and present with your family, and just having your routine. I just kind of want to make this video as a reminder that like this is a huge aspect of the Nofap lifestyle, and it's not something I've talked about enough. I've talked a lot about the importance of having like the right understanding of understanding the truth in, you know, the Nofap journey, which, yeah, that's absolutely right. You know, like, you got to know the truth, you got to have the right understanding. But if you're not living a truly productive life and you're not pursuing your goals and all that, then, like, you know, you could easily relapse, right? Even if you, that's the thing, like, you could easily relapse even if you do have a strong level of understanding of the truth. You could easily relapse if you're not being productive, because what are you doing if you're not being productive? You're just sitting around stagnant too much, and obviously that can lead to viewing pornography and masturbation. So yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys.